friends. Let's talk about anxious attachment. I wanted to share a very real moment with you in my life because I think often I am really kind of speaking to you as the expert, and the reality is all of us who specialize in things like trauma and attachment and relationships and sex and love, we come to it out of our own wounding. And I think most of us really became interested in this stuff because we work through it in our own hearts and lives and relationships. And here is a moment where I am feeling so deeply the pain of having carried an anxious attachment style with me my whole life. And, one recent realization I had, in the last few years is I am not an anxious avoidant attachment type, which is sometimes called fearful avoidant, sometimes called ambivalent, disorganized, all sorts of things for different levels of development. And so an enlightening moment for me was when I realized I get anxious when I think somebody who I love dearly is disappearing or moving away from me, even in the tiniest moments. I was really trained to attune strongly to people just to make sure I was always in the right place so that I could maintain connection. So if they were moving away, I would know what to do. If they were moving towards me, I would know what to do. And this creates a lot of anxiety. And what it looked like in the past for me was I would feel someone moving away and I would feel so deeply wounded that I would take off. I would pull all of my energy back. I would batten down the hatches and just freeze, hold myself without breathing because I was so scared of making the wrong move. I didn't know what to do. I was so scared that love would go away if I did the wrong thing. And so it really presented as anxious, clinging, desiring, wanting, and then a crash into what felt like me, like taking all of my energy away from the relationship. And it was really just what happened moving through anxious attachment. And so what I'm working with today is being a half a world away from somebody I really love, who I'm in relationship with. And because we are not face to face, we can't see eye to eye, we can't feel each other's affection, really take in each other's words and love, I'm left with all of these stories that live in my head that are connected to 37 years of repeated wounding from this attachment style. And I can't see what this other person is doing or how they feel about me. And we can't navigate it like we usually do. And so it kicks up so much trauma in me. And if I am aware of the trauma that lives in me from 37 years of relationship ins and outs, on top of what happened with my primary caregivers, is I put all of that trauma on my person. And I found myself today just feeling, just so sad, full of grief, and really frustrated that frustrated in the front of my mind that he couldn't be there in the way I needed him to be there, and he wasn't doing the things in the way I wanted him to do them to show me that I was really loved and that he was there. And so what I did was I breathed. I took myself swimming. I sat in the sauna. I sang at the top of my lungs. I walked. I made myself take full inhales, whereas in the past, I would just hold my breath. I would watch Netflix, just muscle through it and think, let the thinking spin and spin and spin and spin. And in that breathing and allowing myself to really feel the feelings of deep fear, deep sadness, a lot of anger that I don't get to be in control of the situation at the moment, I got to see that instead of feeling my feelings, I was going to my head and allowing the stories to spin, and I wanted to make him wrong. I wanted it to be all about him instead of feeling, oh wow, this little one in me still feels this pain she has carried her entire life from a lot of things. And when I realized that I was trying to make him the enemy, I was pushing him away, which was doing the opposite of what I really wanted, which was I wanted to be connected. I wanted to feel his love. I wanted to feel my love. And instead, I was stuck in my stories, stuck in my trauma. And when I was able to feel that, feel the pain in my heart, all of the emotion that just wanted to come through me in my body, I was able to let myself wail and cry, to feel the heaviness, and to let it be pure emotion and sensation rolling through my body instead of these stories that wanted to blame, make something wrong, and figure it out, fix it, control it, figure out what did I need to do here, instead of just feel a feeling without needing to do anything. And I think that's where we go wrong in relationships, when we can just feel what we don't want to feel with a lot of tenderness and love. We can take the blame out of things. We can stop blaming ourselves for being broken. We can stop blaming our partners for not knowing how to love us 100% of the time, and just allow life to move through us. Sometimes life feels amazing and open-hearted and full of love, and it's kind of hard to let go of. But because of the nature of life ebbing and flowing, there is always a down, especially when you're halfway across the world from someone that you really love. And so to let the down storm through us with full potential, it's just sensations and emotions, and we can say yes to it, and it's tender and it's vulnerable and it's hard, but that doesn't mean it's bad, and it doesn't mean anyone is doing anything wrong. And when we can meet our own lives with this kind of presence, it feels so much better, even when it's unpleasant. And I'm imagining it feels better to the people we're in relationship with. There's full responsibility here. There's full presence here. And from this place, there is way more connection available and breath available. I hope that in this moment you can relate, you can find a gem of truth, because for me, just speaking this truth from this place that hurts, honestly, it feels like I can connect. I can connect to you as a human. I can connect to myself as a human. I don't have to make it look pretty. This is what it's like to be in relationship to ourselves and to others. There's ebbs and flows, ups and downs. So may this bring you some clarity, some ease, and a more tender way to meet yourself when you are in your own spiral of hopelessness, friction, conflict, and anxiousness. Sending you so much love.